Okay, so yesterday we started with unit 23, which is passive voice, right? And we explained, we presented passive voice, comparing it with active voice, seeing what each one does, right? And I think it was pretty. Let me see. Hold on, Andrew's joining again. And so it was pretty clear and pretty easy, right? So today we are going to see the passive voice again, but this time we're going to see the passive voice with the present simple, and in that sense, it's is, am, right? Are, right? Those are the present simple, and then the verb has to be in the past participle. Some of the regular verbs are just like the past simple, right? Ed at the end. And then the irregular verbs, they have a little twist. I'm going to show you guys today. Hoy día les muestro. We're going to see a web page where it has Les Paso. I will give you the link so you guys can take a look at the past participle of the verbs, of like all the main verbs that we use, even the irregular verbs. So it kind of changes a little bit, right? When we talk in past simple and then in the third person or past participle, it changes a little bit with a letter or something like swam, swum, right? And like past simple, swam, swum with you, right? Past participle and stuff like that. Those are an irregular verb. And then the regular verbs, you just add ed at the end, just like the past simple. All right, so we're going to see the passive voice. Vamos a ver la passive voice with the present simple. Okay, very, very simple. And then we're just going to work on some exercises and stuff like that. But first, let me see here. Give me 1 second, please. But first, let's do a quick review. Let's see who was over here yesterday. Let's do a quick review on the active and passive, the difference. Very simple. Okay, so let's see who was here yesterday. Andres, you were here yesterday. So what does the active voice do?
It's the person that is doing the action.
Exactly, right? The subject is doing the action. Correct. Very good. And Chris said, what is the other way around? What is the passive voice? If the active voice is the subject does the action, what does the passive voice do?
The passive voice is receiving the action.
Exactly, right? The subject in the passive voice is going to receive the action, right? Very good, very good. Good job, good job. Okay, so an example that we saw yesterday was, give me an example, you guys. With the active voice and the passive voice. So let's let's write. Everybody's clear, right? About the active and passive voice. Yes, Alvaro, everything good. Andrew, you weren't here, but you weren't here yesterday, right, Andrew? Laura, you were here. I think it's clear for Laura. Yes. And Araceli also, I think it's pretty clear. Sentences in the active voice, the subject is doing the action, and then sentences in the passive voice, the subject is receiving the action. Right. All right, so let's see. Let's write a couple of who is this? Let's write a couple of examples in the chat box. Real quick, don't take too long though, right? It's a review, so it should be real fast. So let's write a few examples, a couple examples of the active voice, like the same sentence of the active voice, turn it into passive voice, okay? So go ahead and use a few minutes for that, and in the chat box, all right? Not in the WhatsApp, in the chat box directly. So okay, see, very good. But I already read that example, I think, yesterday, didn't I? Laura, can I get another one? All right, so 2, right? But all right, that's a good one. But it is the same one you sent me yesterday, I think. So see how I read? I remember. I read your sentences. All right, good. So let's go ahead and everybody do your examples. 2, right? 2. There you go, right? My teacher assigned homework. Stephanie is joining us. Let's see the chat box. Okay, so let's see. I want to see. Where's it at? Araceli, let's look at your example. Look, so just so that we can jump, we're gonna jump to the lesson of today real quick with your example, all right? So if you started the sentence with my teacher assigns homework, right? And what tense is that right there? Just that part. My teacher assigns homework. What tense is that?
Present simple.
Present simple, right? Exactly. And so now, if we wanted to use a passive voice sentence with the present simple, we would say the homework is, right? The homework is assigned, right? Because it's the.
Teacher, sí, me equivoqué, era assignments.
No, sí, no, no, tu sentence está bien. No, yo estoy utilizando tu oración como ejemplo, digamos, para saltarme al tema de hoy día, you know? Solo estoy aprovechando que tienes ahí una oración.
Está bien.
Tienes una oración en la parte en el simple present. And then solo estoy diciendo, si quisieras utilizar, if you would wanted to use the passive voice with the simple present, entonces diríamos así, no está mal tu oración, diríamos the homework is assigned, mantendríamos el simple present de is, del verbo to be, right? Is, am, are. Entonces the homework is, and then the verb is in the past participle. In this sentence, assigned is just a regular verb, just like the simple past takes ed, nada más. You know, so. All right, so anyway, I don't know if you guys get it. We're going to see some examples. We're going to see it in writing, so it's going to be clear for you guys. Va a ser más claro, you know. Sometimes when you just listen, it's not that clear. When you see it, it's a lot clearer. Okay, so I just wanted to use her example. I mean, you know, I'm jumping the gun, como sabemos decir. I'm jumping the gun, estoy apresurando, right? All right, anyway, so let's see. Laura Newton discovered gravity. Gravity was discovered by Newton. The boy is picked up by her mother every day. So there we're using already the present simple with the, right? The boy is picked up by her mother. Passive. My teacher assigned homework. The homework was assigned by my teacher. My little sister wrote a song. The song was written by my little sister. Very good. He writes a letter. A letter is written by him. Very good. The wall has been painted blue. Very good. Okay, so, you know, I wish her, he goes, Andres, I wish her every day. I visit her every day. She's visited by me every day. Okay, so that's using the present simple, right? In your passive voice, she is visited, right? The present simple of the verb to be is, she is, and then the verb, it's in past participle. She is visited by me every day. Very good. See, without sin querer, we're already using the present simple with the passive voice. It's pretty easy. So every day we're gonna go like that: present passive voice with present simple, passive voice. I'm gonna show you today with a little bit, and un ratito I will show you with the present simple and the past simple. It's not that hard, but we just do it. We'll do it at the end so that tomorrow we can see the passive voice with the past simple, and then we'll do it like that. But we can use it. We can use it pretty much with every tense, right? With every tense, just gotta respect the tenses in both sentences, right? With the active and with the passive. Okay. So okay, good job, you guys. Now let's share. Sorry. Let's share screen and take a look at what we just did a little bit, and go over a little bit what passive and active voice is, right? So anyway, this is the lesson of today is passive voice with the present simple, right? Passive voice with the present simple. Right? And this is what we talked about yesterday. And this is in a different way. It tells you, right? We saw it in the Jamboard. This is like with the A and B example. Right? So it just says the same thing. Active and passive, those are the two voices that we have in English. The active voice is when the subject of the sentence takes the action, right? Does the action. For example, my mom sings the song, sings that song, right? That's an active. I mean, my mom sings that song, right? That's active. My mom is singing, she's doing the action, right? So that's pretty clear, right? We already have that down. And then with the passive voice is used when we focus on the object of the sentence. It's going to receive, right? It's going to receive the object becomes the subject, in other words. So it was my mom sings that song. So that song is going to become the subject, and it receives the action, right? That song is sung by my mom, right? And as you can see in this example here, they are using the present perfect in the passive voice. That song is the present perfect. Present simple. Present simple of the verb to be. I'm sorry, excuse me. So that song is, and then the verb is in the past participle. That song is sung by my mom, right? So that's just my mom sings that song, active voice. That song is sung by my mom, passive voice, right? The song becomes the subject, is receiving the action. All right, so I think it's pretty clear. All right. When is it important to know who does the action? When it's important to know who does the action, we could use by, just like some of you already used in your examples used by, right? Without even knowing. So the noun that follows by is called the agent. My mom was the subject in the active sentence, but becomes the agent. Blah, blah, blah. Not really that important, right? Just concentrate on the use of the present simple with the passive and the passive voice. All right, so this is how we form it. Passive voice with the verb to be, right? In this sense, it's going to be am, is, are, any of those, plus the past participle of the verb, right? So this is what I'm going to share with you guys. I'll share the link so you guys can have a look. We're going to see this right now, but just want to show you. See, this is the past participle form of some verbs, right? So cooked, this is in the past simple, cooked, because it's a regular verb, it just takes ed, right? But here, did, done, ate, eaten, right, in the past participle. So that's a little challenging right there to know those verbs. But so I'll pass this this link to you for you guys, so you guys have the main verbs. You know how to see the verbs that finish in u are changed to on, blew, blown, flew, flown, right? Grew, grown, and stuff like that. So those are the main verbs. It's good to have this chart, these charts. It's good for you guys to have it. Just take a look at, you know, maybe get to know a few of these verbs that way. And you guys know a few of them already, I'm sure. You know, like eat, ate in the simple past, eaten in the past participle, right? Forgot, forgotten, right? Gave, given, rode, ridden. So that's a little challenging, but you guys have to just kind of try to memorize them a little bit, little by little, you know. All right, so anyway, so then this is how we form the passive with the present simple, right? Present simple form of to be, right? So it's the passive is am, is, are plus the past participle. And here are some examples. All right, so it says here, remember the past participle always stays the same, right? Only the form to be changes. It could either be is, are, or am, but the verb is just going to be in the past participle, right? And the subject and verb must always agree in number. That's important. The subject and verb must always agree in number. So like if it's the teachers, the verb is going to be in the plural sense, right? The teachers help. All right, and that's the active. The passive would be the teachers help the new students. The new student is helped by the teacher, right? So there we are using the present simple and the passive of the verb to be, right? Is, and then the verb changes to the past participle. All right. All right, so this is some examples. In the active sentence, the teachers help the new students. In the passive, the new student is helped by the teacher. All right. The teachers help the new students, right? Plural. The new students are helped. So that's what it means. By that, you got to respect that the subject and the verb must always agree in number, meaning the new students are helped, the new student is helped, right? It's pretty clear, I think. And we can use negative in questions also, right? So we say Ben walks the dog in the active sentence. The dog is walked by Ben. So let's see. Sorry. Let's have some of you guys read these examples. Chrisette, can you read the examples of the affirmative sentence, the active and the passive, please?
They make cookies here. Cookies are made here.
Cookies are made here. Okay, and the first one though, Ben walks the dog.
Ben walks the dog. The dog is walked by Ben.
Good, the dog is walked. Very good. The dog is walked by Ben, right? Ben walks the dog is walked by Ben. So you guys see how we are using in the passive voice, we are using the present simple of the verb to be, right? Is, are, am, right? And in a negative, we just use the not, right? Ben doesn't walk the cat. That's an active because Ben is doing the action, right? Ben doesn't walk the cat. The cat is not walked by Ben, right? The cat isn't walked by Ben. They don't. So let's see. Sorry. Araceli, can you read those examples of the negative examples, please? Both of them, please. The one I read and then the other one, please.
Ben doesn't walk the cat. They don't make sandwiches here.
Okay, the passive one too, though. Like Ben doesn't walk the cat, and then read the passive of the same sentence. Araceli.
Yes, teacher, I'm thinking.
So Ben doesn't walk the cat, and then you would say the cat isn't walked by Ben, and then they don't make sandwiches here. Sandwiches aren't made.
The cat isn't walked by Ben. Sandwiches aren't made here.
Very good. Okay, good. So see, sandwiches, right, aren't, right? The cat isn't. We're using the past simple of the verb to be, right? When we use the passive voice. All right, and in the question form, let's go with Stephanie. Can you read the question form examples?
Okay, teacher. Active or passive or
Both.
Both.
Just and
Okay.
one and one, and then one and one.
okay, and those being walks the rabbits. How do they make the cookies? And is the rabbit walked by Ben? And for the cookies made?
Okay, good, very good. So, does Ben walk the rabbit? Right, that's in the active voice. Ben is doing the action. Está preguntando, right? It's an active question form. And then passive, we just use the past simple of the verb to be is, right? Is the rabbit walked by Ben? And then the verb has to be in the past participle. In this case, walked is just a regular verb, so it just takes ed. Is the rabbit walked by Ben? How do they make the cookies? How are the cookies made? Right? That's in the passive. How do they make the cookies? Right? That's a active sentence because it's doing the action, the subject they, right? And then how are the cookies made? Right? So that's using the simple present, sorry, of the verb to be. All right. So that's how we're gonna form or use the passive voice with the present simple. Just have to use the present simple of the verb to be. Okay. So don't forget that, you guys. So remember, it says, right, the passive voice is often used. Well, this is the different uses the passive voice has. Just let's pay attention a little bit. Don't pay that much of attention when you write your sentences. You probably automatically you are going to use these uses. I mean, you're going to apply these uses in your sentences because of the knowledge you have. But it's good to know. So let's have you guys practice your reading while we're at it. So let's see, Alvaro, can you read, please, where it says remember, and just go ahead and keep reading until I tell you to stop.
Teacher, can
Yes.
you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. Remember
The passive voice.
passive voice.
Good.
Okay. When we talk about art, science, or
Literature.
Literature?
Exactly, literature. Very good. All right, so
literature,
in the example, read it, please.
okay, for example, the scientific method is used for experiments.
Okay, good. All right, that's it. Good. Thank you, Alvaro. So, right, did you guys hear what Alvaro said? He said the passive voice is often used in the following ways. When we talk about art, when we talk about science, when we talk about literature. And the example says the scientific method is used, right? That's the present simple. The science method is used, past participle of the verb. The scientific method is used for experiments, right? And then we also use the passive voice to explain directions and instructions. For example, let's see, Laura, can you read the example, please, to explain directions and instructions? Can you read the example? Laura, are you there? Laura, sorry. Okay, let's go with Andres. Andres, can you
Yes,
read the
sir.
example for number 2?
Mm, Okay, mister. For example, basketball is played with 9 players on the team.
It says baseball. Basketball is just 5 players. It says baseball, pero no, basketball is not played with 9 players. Basketball is played with 5. All right, but anyway, you saw basketball, it says baseball. All right, so look, to explain direction or instructions, baseball is played with 9 players on a team. That's like instruction, giving an instruction, right? Telling somebody baseball is played with 9 players on the team. All right. And then you also use the passive voice in news reports and academic writing, right? The environment is studied by many scientists. The environment is studied by many scientists. So then those are just examples that give you ideas, has to give you guys ideas of when to use the passive voice when you want to talk about art, science, literature, you want to explain directions, give instructions, you know, in news reports, academic writing. All right, so just keep that in mind, you know, when you guys need ideas to, cuando necesiten ideas para hacer sus sentences, keep these things in mind. Mantengan estas cosas en mente, you know. All right, and then you can talk about art or science, whatever. Or to give direction or instructions. All right, so this is what I wanted to show you, you know, the past participle form of the verbs, right? So we have the base form of the verb, cook, simple past cooked, past participle cooked, just because it's a regular verb. And then you see the irregular verbs is just where it's a little challenging, right? All right, so this is, I'll pass this to you guys. I mean, you guys understand pretty much, right? Just past participle is going to change a little bit. Like with these are the same, many past participles for irregular verbs are the same as the past tense. Made, cut. When do you know? You don't really know. You just have to know how to use a few of them. Memorize a few of them, use them in your everyday conversation, you know, and then you get around to using the rest. So I'll send the link for this chart for you guys. All right. Part of speech, we don't take a look at it. It's gonna get confused a little bit. Just up to here, you know, up to the charts. I thought it was a good way to see the chart. Let's do some exercise. So it's clear, right? How we have to use the passive voice with the form of the past simple, I mean, present simple of the verb to be with the past participle of the verb, right? Am, is, are, plus the past participle. Let's see. Let's do some exercises. And as we do some exercises, it's going to clear up. And it's also we're going to do some mistakes, but we're going to learn from the mistakes, right? And then tomorrow we won't make the same mistakes and it'll be like that. All right, so let me share screen again. Let me look for the exercise here real quick. All right, let's do this one. That's the link for the one I just sent, the one we just did, right? Where we were just reading and learning about the passive voice with the present simple, and that's where the charts. That's the link for the charts. So just whenever you guys get a chance, have that link for you to check, you know. All right, let me see where we at here. All right, it's uploading. Give it a minute. Here it goes. Okay. So let's share screen. Turn up here. All right. All right, so this is a quick exercise. All right, again, it repeats for you the way we have the structure, right, for the passive voice, affirmative, the question, and then we already know the negative, right, also. So this is it. M is or R is all you got to remember to use depending on the subject. All right. So here go some examples again. The gardener waters the flowers every morning. The flowers are watered by the gardener every evening. Sorry, not every morning. So, let's see, Andrew, can you read the example, please? The second one here where I'm pointing at. That where it says Helen, read the active and the passive, both. Andrew, are you there?
Teacher,
Oh, there you go. Okay, read these examples right here. Helen doesn't drink, both of them, active and passive. Read it, please.
active. Helen doesn't drink anything in parties. Passive, nothing is drunk by Helen in parties.
Very good. Good job. So you guys get the picture, right? Helen doesn't drink anything in parties. And then the passive using the present simple, nothing is drunk. See where it changes up? That's an irregular verb, drink. You can't say drink it, right? So it's an irregular verb. Nothing is drunk by Helen in parties. All right, good. Lara, are you there now? Can you hear me or are you still not there? There you go, Lara. Very good. Can you read the other examples here, please? Who sells umbrellas in the passive also?
Okay, teacher. Active. Who sells umbrellas? Passive. Who are umbrellas sold by?
Okay, good, right? Who sells? That's the verb, right? In the past, in the present simple, in the active voice, and then in the passive voice, who are umbrellas sold by, right? Sold by. Good. And Stephanie, can you read the other two examples, please?
The last.
Yeah, the last one,
two
exactly.
examples. My mother doesn't paint the walls, and the walls aren't painted by my mother.
Very good, right? So my mother doesn't paint the walls, right? Active voice with the present simple, paint. My mother doesn't paint. And then in the passive, the walls aren't painted by my mother. The walls aren't painted by my mother. All right, so enough of examples. Let's do some quick exercise, as it says here. Put the following sentences into passive. Many people read these writers' articles. These writers' articles are read by many people. Passive voice using the present simple. All right, so go ahead, you guys. Let's see. Let's go with Araceli. Do number 2.
Jackie makes the calls every morning. Es más o menos ordeñar. ¿Qué significa ese verbo?
Ahora lo tienes que cambiar a passive voice. So, ¿qué sería? Aquí, Jackie milks the cows every morning is active because Jackie is the subject and is doing the action, right? Hasta ahí está clear, yes? So now you have to...
cows are
Very good.
milked by Jackie.
Good. The cows are milked, right?
Milked
Very good. Milked, exactly.
by Jackie
Right? By Jackie.
in
Good.
every morning.
Every morning. Good. The cows are milked by Jackie every morning. Very good. See, good job. Good job. Good job. Good job. Araceli. The cows are milked by Jackie every morning. Does everybody agree with us? Yes. Did we do correct or not? Stephanie, Laura, Andrew, is that correct? Chris said, Alvaro, Jorge. Who is Jorge? Jorge. Hello, Jorge. I didn't even. Hello, Jorge. How are you? I didn't even see that you were in the class. Is it your
Hi,
first day?
teacher. Yes, teacher. Hi, teacher. I have a problem with my microphone. Sorry.
Okay, no problem. I can hear you fine. No problem. I just didn't see you. That's all. Sorry, I didn't see you. I thought it's your first day. Yes.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, very good. So we just started yesterday with this with the active voice. So maybe you are catching on a little bit, right? What the passive voice, sorry. We are the lesson is the passive voice. We had to see the difference, always between the active and the passive, so you guys can understand a little better. All right, anyway. Jackie milks the cows every morning. The cows are milked by Jackie every morning. Many people read this writer's articles. This writer's articles are read by many people, right? All right, so when we come back to the meeting, we'll continue the rest of the exercises. So you guys come back. It's only a minute left, and so it's gonna be over right now. So come back with the same link, okay? Thank you, guys. Don't forget, come back, please. Let me see here. Good. Okay, so it's so we can let's just leave and then come back in. Okay. All right. Bye, you guys.